Hey there, TTRPG lovers. If you, like me, love really cozy games like Stardew Valley and Animal Crossing and are craving that vibe in a cozy, feel-good tabletop role-playing game, boy, have I got the Kickstarter for you. Tales of Forge and Fortune is a brand new smithing RPG with all of the cozy vibes and everything that you need to live out your best farming simulator life. Or if you're like me, maybe it's a little bit more of a dating simulator with just like a very healthy sprinkling of forging and doing chores around your farm. Anyway, we're not here to talk about my terrible choices when it comes to men in Stardew Valley. Yeah, I romance chained my first time around. I thought I could change him. What are you gonna do, sue me? Yeah, you actually probably should. Anyway, no, we're here to do a virtual flip through of Tales of Forge and Fortune so that you can pick up the quick start on itch.io, fall in love with it, and then back the project on Kickstarter. To start off with, I really love this cover. It is a cozy crafting game at its heart, and I really think that the cover artist here is shining a huge light on that brilliantly. There's mods, magic, smithing, and it looks like a little bit of research. Honestly, I'm hooked. I would definitely pick this up in my local gaming store if it was already there, but alas, we have to wait until it funds on Kickstarter to get our hands on it. So starting out with the introduction, we're reminded that Tales of Forge and Fortune is focusing on the whimsy and cozy experience that a TTRPG can provide beyond the week-long quests and battles to the death that most of the combat simulators are going for, aka, D&D, Pathfinder. It's not focusing on combat at all. While combat can be something that you put into your game, it doesn't have to be something that you put in your game. I know I've heard at least like 20 people over the years talk about how they really want to do a campaign that focuses on their D&D party running like a tavern or a shop and just living a simple life after they've concluded all of their ventures when they're older, and just want to enjoy life. And y'all, you could do that with Tales of Forge and Fortune. You're here to explore the land and gather resources, craft items to sell in your shop. There's no real need to worry about losing your progress or your items because it's not a grind. It's truly the friendship that you're making along the way that makes this story so unique. And I absolutely love that. Like I said, in the little combat that you may encounter in the game, if you want it, you'll find that fighting is more about self-defense than seeking glory. There are also a handful of ways that you can play the game. You can play it solo, you can do a duet, so one person acting as the GM, aka the Teller of Tales, and one person acting as the player, or multiplayer with one Teller of Tales and then multiple players. You'll need the standard array of dice, D4 all the way up to D20. You'll need your character sheet, your imagination, and then the game itself, and then you're ready to go. Exploration is a big component of this game and often leads to rewards. If you're like me, you save up all of your money until you absolutely have to spend it because you're gonna die in the Skull Cavern without spending that money, and then Harvey is just gonna like snatch $1,000 away from you. Hello, newsflash, Harvey, we're married. It's our money. You don't need to do that. What's the point of marrying you if you're still gonna rake me over the coals for healthcare costs? I thought I was cheating the system. I'm kidding, kind of. Our hot air balloon date was really special. I loved that. I've always wanted to go on a hot air balloon date. But that's neither here nor there, Harvey. Stop taking my money. Let me hoard it until I can't. Or GMs out there, Teller of Tales, you better give me all of the quests to give me all of the items that I need to not die. Okay, that's the thing that I can do. I can compromise. You know where I can get the next best thing? Exploring in Tales of Forge and Fortune with my friends. I mean, we all know that 69% of the reason that people like to play TTRPGs is to flirt with their friends. Flirting, exploring, it's the same thing, right? The other 31% is they like to do cool stuff like crafting and shopkeeping and interacting with NPCs. NPCs that the GM has already named because they're integral to the story, not just someone named Green Bean that they had to name on a whim because you decided that you wanted to get into a fight. But remember, we don't have to do combat in this game. That is so sexy. I love the choice of just not including it at all. I honestly just tweeted this the other day. I could go so long without combat in D&D. I could forget that it exists because I am here to roleplay and have a silly little time with my friends. I like flirting with them, I like doing beach episodes, I like solving mysteries. If combat happens to come up, that's okay, I guess. I'll participate. I have some cool spells and I can do some damage, but that's not the main reason that I'm here. So, if you also like flirting with your friends and exploring the great unknown, but you also want to sprinkle in some combat, do it. Sprinkle that in. Earlier in the video, I mentioned that Tales of Forge and Fortune is a D20 system, and they like to call that pickaxes and probabilities, and honestly, that tickles my brain in a way that I like. I am a sucker for alliteration. Gathering and crafting skill checks are not necessarily pass-fail. Instead, they focus on the type and quantity of materials that you've gathered and the quality of work produced by your roll. Rolls outside of combat and crafting are decided by meeting or exceeding a number set by the teller of tales, known as a struggle rating. To determine an outcome, or even failure can lead to interesting results, rather than slowing and stopping the game completely. And don't worry, there are critical successes and critical fails here too. There are 4 character attributes that give bonuses to different characters throughout a tale: strength, dexterity, mind, and charm, in addition to skills that each character uses throughout their journey. I actually really like this. All of the skills start at novice rank, which means that any skill can be utilized from the get-go, and there are some really fun skills like enchanting, which uses the mind attribute, gem cutting, which uses dexterity, treasure hunting, which uses charisma, and mining, which uses strength. There's 20 in total, and we'll actually take a peek at that here soon when we look at the character sheet. Ultimately, everything you do in Tales of Forge and Fortune leads back to, you guessed it, forging. Who would have thought? Serving as the heart of the game, you're going to put all of your skills and experiences to work to create new items throughout the days that you'll spend playing. Speaking of the days that you'll spend playing, each day is split into 3 phases: morning, evening, and night, which all have a unique effect on exploration, social interactions, and more. There's no real rush to move from the different phases of the day, really emphasizing on cozy vibes, which I truly appreciate. There's also a section in the book on events and holiday celebrations, in addition to a section on combat for those of you who are like, God, I really need to do combat. I want to spend all my time in the Skull Cavern. It's not me. And are looking forward to, I don't know, the new combat mechanics in Haunted Chocolatier. I am actually kind of looking forward to that. That should be really fun. So far, this is what the character sheet looks like, that showcases your attributes, skills, talents, and more. I really like how simple the leveling up of skills and tools looks. And I can't tell if this is a shark guy or a lizard guy, but he's so cute. I love him. I would die for him already. And finally, this is just the quick start guide. There is so much more to come when this fully funds on Kickstarter, including detailed instructions on how to create your character with 14 different lineages, 4 classes, and 34 talents to choose from. I didn't show y'all all of the items and enemies, but there are a ton that are already created and more are going to be added. It sounds like we're going to be getting some special quests and ways to upgrade your shop as well. Overall, I think this game looks so cute. I think the team did such an amazing job, and I'm really looking forward to playing myself. Maybe you'll see it as a future TTRPG charity stream. Raise your hands in the comments if you want to be the teller of tales for that. Anyway, I really think it's like if Stardew Valley and Wanderhome had a baby, it definitely would come out as Tales of Forge and Fortune. So be sure to check out the Kickstarter live now until November 10th, and also tell me in the comments what Stardew Bachelor or Bachelorette you would want your teller of tales to recreate in Tales of Forge and Fortune, so you can romance them in TTRPG form too.